Wood's approval rating was 84%. On that same survey, son of Swami's approval rating, I think, was 16%. And I think that was a bit high. Today we're going to say 5 joyful mysteries. Well, I've got another mystery. What am I doing here? That's precisely what I asked Vic Michaels when he asked me to do this. He said, well, you're a Catholic guy. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized, yeah, I guess I am. Not only did I go to Allen Park Cabrini, go Monarchs, I went there for elementary and high school. I also attended Mercy College of Detroit for longer than 4 years. Unfortunately, none of it was part of grad school. On top of that, my brother, Father Bob McCabe, is the pastor at St. Pius in Southgate. He's the best priest I know, even though he doesn't let me take a collection. I think he's afraid I'm going to turn it into a 50-50 between me and the church. He's the best because of his philosophy on sermons. He refers to his as a little bit of heaven in 7. His sermons are never longer than 7 minutes because he figures after 7 minutes people stop listening. I don't share that philosophy, so you better settle in. Then there's our middle kid, Kevin. He earned his PhD in theology at Notre Dame, and he's teaching theology at Seton Hall. That's the only archdiocesan-run university in the country. Of course, I didn't understand a single word of his 320-page dissertation, but it still counts on my resume as being Catholic. I paid the bills. Mr. Michaels asked me to speak about what it means to be Catholic, and when thinking about my Catholicism, the one word that sticks out to me is pray. I remember praying before every test I took, asking for a bit of divine intervention because I probably didn't study enough. I also remember praying after every test. I was praying that the teacher would lose my test because I'm sure I bombed out. I never really saw the big picture of the word pray, P-R-A-Y. The P is prayer is pray for each other, pray together. You pray before a game, but you need to get over being embarrassed about praying. And every prayer doesn't have to be the rosary. It can be as simple as putting your hand on someone's shoulder and saying, Lord, please help me get through this. The R in pray is for remember. Remember how blessed you are. You are blessed to be able to play this great game of football. And I do mean it is a great game. I know people are concerned about concussions, and they should be. But because of that concern, I can tell you that the game of football has never been as safe as it is today. I can guarantee you that there is no sport that teaches more life lessons than football. And remember that as you progress through the season. And you should remember you're playing in the best league in the state. I've always said there's 2 sides of coaching. In many of the suburban leagues, the coaches, when they have a really good team, they coach really hard. And when they don't have a really good team, they kind of relax a little bit. And when the Catholic League, when you have a good team, you coach your brains out. And when you don't have a good team, you coach even harder, or else you guys are going to get embarrassed. The A in prayer stands for affirm. Affirm each other. No one should ever feel alone, especially on a football team. Get in the habit of affirming each other. It will help you when you get married. Trust me on that one. And try and get over the negative humor. Yeah, it's funny and people laugh, but it never builds anyone up. Mark Twain once said, I could live 6 months on 1 compliment. Can you imagine your teammates got 15 or 20 compliments every day? As you grow older, you will be surprised how many years back you can remember when someone said something kind to you. The why is you. In speaking to his apostles, Jesus said, you did not choose me. I chose you. C.S. Lewis, a noted theologian of sorts, said, he took friendship a step further. He said, you did not choose each other. Jesus chose you for each other. That is especially applicable to today when you are here with your teammates. You should cherish every day of the season. I remember so much about my senior year, and that happened 52 years ago. And just to show you how much times have changed, our opening game that year was September 18th. I remember way more than just the games though. I remember so much of the stuff that went on in practices and the stuff that went on in the locker room before and after practices. Mostly, I remember being with the guys, and I hope that 52 years from now, you will remember that too. You will never have this opportunity again, and if you don't make the most of it, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. So that's my meaning of prayer, and I'm sure you're glad I didn't choose the word ecclesiastical. I'm so looking forward to this rosary. I'm grateful for once to be able to say a rosary in a place other than a funeral home. Thank you, and go Mountain.